What's up, everybody, and welcome to our very first live CPC podcast. My name's Chrissy. We are here at Trustmark Park today for the biggest CPC event of the year, Life Walk. And we're so excited. Behind me, they are about to open the gate and everybody is going to start walking. This is what we've been building up for, raising money for, working hard for. And so we are really happy to bring this to you for the first time if you can't be on the grounds. So I have three guests today who are with me that are just kind of my hype people that are going to talk a little bit about this cause, what we've been doing, everything leading up to this moment, and then moving forward, and then I'm going to let them walk with their teams. So first up, I have Mr. Joe Rooks. He is a business owner. He is a good friend. He goes to church with me.
Right.
And so I'm happy to have you here.
Well, thank you, Chrissy. Well, I'm happy to be here. We're happy to sponsor this wonderful event.
Yes, you are a sponsor.
Happy to be part of the CPC.
And this is not your first Life Walk.
No.
Or is it?
We've sponsored several.
Right. And so here's what I really love about you and what I want everybody to know is that you are a business owner and you are not shy about your stance on the pro-life issue. And so it's not popular always to have the stance that you have. So, you're very bold. So just tell us a little bit about why you feel the way that you feel so openly.
Well, I've got to go back 76 years when our founder started our business, Joe Revell. And then my dad joined him in 1957. And Joe Revell, most people don't know this, but he didn't have any children. They couldn't have kids. And he was an active supporter of the Baptist Children's Village and Palmer Children's Home all of his life. And he left his entire estate when he died to those two entities. And my dad was the executor of his estate. And my dad carried on that tradition over the years. And my mom and dad, I'm one of 7 kids, and they're very pro-life. So I grew up in that atmosphere, and which was a real blessing for me. But I saw my dad do that in business all of his career. He was never ashamed to support these causes, particularly on the side of life, particularly on the side of children. As a company, we've always tended to focus on child-related causes. So I would say I'm kind of second or third generation of that. And my 2 brothers are the same way. We're very much pro-life.
So when did you get involved with us in this particular ministry?
Well, I met Aaron Kate 7 years ago when Lisa and I first joined Morrison Heights, and just over the years got to know her. And of course, she's in our small group, with Bill St. Sing, and so we
which, by the way, has knocked it completely out of the park with the fundraising. I don't know how you guys do it, but just for the sake of everybody that has been trying to raise money, the grand total is what, $17,000 for your group?
It's close to 17, yeah. And I think there's another gift in there somewhere along the way that's
amazing.
Coming.
That's amazing. A lot of generosity in that group.
We do. Very generous class. There's a lot of business people in that class, too, that I think the same way. So it's not a competition. It's, hey, we want to help this cause out. But, to do that, you got to make a lot of phone calls.
That's right.
I try every year to tap into some resources and friends that I have and send out challenges to people.
Tell me about that.
Well,
I need some tips for myself.
Well, here's what I do, and I started this last year. Being in business, you have a lot of relationships with vendors and customers that are like-minded. And so I started last year sending a text out with the link and challenging them to consider giving $500. And I, you got to give a little incentive. And I said, all right, I'll match 50 cents on the dollar up to $500 if you'll do that. So I had about 6 people respond to the call, and
well, there you go.
That's the way I do it. And one of my friends, I challenged him, but he actually knows Louis Dugas, and I said, well, if you want to give to First Baptist Raymond, he said, no, I'm going to give it to you because I love your wife and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, Thank you. And but it's all going to this great cause.
It's all going to the same place.
Yeah, it's going to a kingdom cause.
That's right.
And Lisa and I believe in supporting kingdom causes.
Right. It's kind of similar with me, because this is the first year that my in-laws, Bill and Vicki Sanders, have jumped on board and led a team this year.
Okay.
In the past, they have just given to my team, and so as proud of them as I am that they have just taken it and run with it, I also lost a donor for my own, but I have to remember it's all going to the same place.
That's right.
I interrupted you earlier. We chased a rabbit for the Sunday school class, but as far as, how your involvement with CPC got started and cultivated, you've been to a clinic tour to see how it all works.
I have.
So would you recommend that other business owners do the same and just jump on board if they're
I would highly recommend that, to take a tour and to learn about the holistic approach that you guys have towards this issue. It's not just about the abortion issue. It's about counseling beforehand and afterwards, even helping the fathers out.
Right.
So, yeah, absolutely. I think seeing is believing. You need to go to that, and I highly recommend businesses do that. I read a book by Randy Alcorn years ago, and we're storing up treasures in heaven.
That's right.
That's what we're doing.
That's right.
And we don't own any of this stuff. God owns our business. He owns my home, everything I have. He created me for His purpose, and that's my mindset, and I'm not ashamed of that. And He's blessed us over the years with resources to be able to do things. We also support Baptist Children's Village. My sister runs the Little Lighthouse, which is now Harbor Day School.
Okay. And I used to work at the Little Lighthouse.
All right. Well, you
for
know
a short
Frances
time.
Patterson?
She came after me,
Well, she's the executive director now, so we support
I didn't know
them.
the family connection, though. That's great.
Yeah, so we do a lot of these things, and proud to do it as a business, and not ashamed of it.
They just opened the gate.
Amen.
So I want to get you to say one more thing. You're second generation.
Right.
Talk to a first generation. People who are business owners who may have known about this, but it's such a controversial thing that they're on the fence about putting their business's name out there in sponsorship. What do you say, Revell-Ace, to that new person who may be thinking about why it's important to be a openly pro-life business?
Well, I say that I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. That supersedes everything in my life. So, I mean, that's the simple answer
That's
to that.
right. It is. It's a gospel issue.
If you're a person of faith, that's first and foremost. And I believe God has given me and my two brothers a platform in our business. And I do think, I will say this, I think God will bless you personally and in your business by supporting these causes.
Right.
I think He's testing us every day.
That's right.
I really do. I think the more you give of your time and efforts and money, the more God is going to bless you and test you to do more of that. So that's what I believe. And I've got friends that believe the same way in business.
Well, we really appreciate your boldness and your sponsorship. So thank you for being here. I'm going to let you go join the Morris Heights team.
Let's walk.
And we are going to get Miss Camryn Robertson over with us next. Now, she is the president-elect of the Students for Life group on the campus of Mississippi College. So she has been at the March for Life in Washington. She's been at the Mississippi State Capitol in with what they're doing with these new bills that they're trying to pass or have passed. She's out there. So Camryn, thank you so much for being here with us today. So tell us a little bit about the week that you had.
Yes, so we've actually done a good amount of work with Students for Life this week. We had our regional coordinator on campus, and so we were finalizing all of our events and making sure that a lot of students knew who we were so that we can hit the floor running when the fall comes.
Well, you went to a neighboring campus this week as well.
Yes.
How did that go?
We joined our regional coordinator at Jackson State. We've been wanting to start a new chapter there. And we actually had a few girls that were interested in starting a chapter, which is really encouraging to hear. And while there, Jackson State decided that they wanted to kick us off and said, hey, you're not allowed to have free speech, which is obviously against our First Amendment rights. And our regional coordinator reported that to national, and they're working on allowing for us to be able to come back in the future.
Well, I found out about that because Isaiah, who has been on this podcast before, he's in Students for Life over at MC. He said some of the students were very receptive to some of the things that you guys had to say.
Absolutely. I think in Mississippi, a lot of students see on their phone or in their feed all of the people that are debating, and they always have if that came to my campus, here's my question. Mm-hmm. And we actually had a few people who I have a question, and pulled up questions they had saved in their phones. Yeah. And the information we gave them, they were really receptive, and a lot of them we were able to reason with on the basis of even the pro-choicers who said, well, you know what, I might be pro-choice, but I still think you should have to go into an appointment before receiving chemical abortion pills.
Right.
And so being able to reason with them, I know Isaiah worked really well with the men, reasoning them the importance of having a voice. And there was 2 guys that really stood out to me, and Isaiah was just last year 73 million babies were killed. And he said, really? And looked to his friend and was like, bro, they're killing 73 babies a year. And that alone, they were this is an issue. And so I just think a lot of times people don't even know, especially our young men, and being able to have Isaiah and Nate, 2 of our guys in our chapter, be able to be there. We really love when men join us because it can help us open those
You're
conversations.
Preaching to the choir. Look, I am so excited that at CPC we have grown from basically 0 to 6 in a year. It's a blessing. These men, they felt like they've been pushed out of the conversation up until now, and I really see a generation of men being just raised up and saying, look, I'm not going to let the word pregnancy in the name intimidate me anymore. We have to fight for our families and our children. And so to see that is really great, and I love that you're seeing it on campus just like we're seeing it inside our doors. So the heart, you have a big heart for the unborn, not just the unborn, but the, children and families too. How did that start?
I've always been interested in politics. I am a political science major, so it's just always sparked interest. I think post-COVID for me, I was in 8th grade, so I was at that age where you start forming values and morals. Yeah. And I turned to my mother and my father, and I said, here's all these issues about everything in the world. And they said, everything we believe we base on the Bible, so we encourage you to base it on the Bible.
That's right.
And so, I grew closer with the Lord, and in that I also realized that, we do have an issue and we have an abortion crisis.
That's right.
And that I felt it was important to advocate for the preborn. And then throughout my high school years, I went to Flowood Baptist and heard the testimony of Miss Caton Holder. And that, to me, I was like, okay, I got to join the pregnancy center. And so I began my first walk. This is my 3rd year now. And when I went to MC last year, I brought all of that passion with me and joined our Students for Life chapter, and eventually became vice president. And now I'm president-elect for next year. And we have so many great things in store.
Look, it's amazing to me because we love Caton. She's a friend, and her story, and we'll have to get her on the podcast too for her to tell it. But it's amazing how her story, God used that to do something in your own heart, which is great. And that's how it works. It just takes people being obedient, stepping out in faith. She did a hard thing by going before her church and telling her really hard story. But it's a story of redemption, and that is so powerful. So
Absolutely.
If you haven't followed MC Students for Life on Instagram, and
Facebook.
Y'all are doing a great job. It's a great way to keep in touch with what is going on campus. Let's talk about apologetics for a minute. I mean, you're ready for those questions.
Definitely.
And you're helping other people be ready for those questions.
Yeah, so we do trainings. We do trainings with national, and we also host trainings on our own, and really make sure that students know how to handle every conversation. We also have a lot of students that are very, very passionate, and I'm being one of those. And so we practice, healthy debate and being able to always make sure we approach the conversation with grace and understanding. And our goal isn't to have the most pro-life people at the end. Our goal is to say, can we at least reason that this is an issue and we need to talk more about it?
That's right. And to me, it's like you're not trying to force anybody to believe what you believe. That's kind of what you're saying. It's like we just at least need to be able to talk. And that's
Absolutely.
what is hard today, because it's like, well, I can't talk to this person because like this is preconceived notion of how a certain person feels, and so there's like a dividing line between, sides.
Absolutely. And being at Mississippi College, like, we are a Christian institution, but we run into many, many Christians who are so pro-life that they say we should punish women who've had abortions, and that's not the grace of God that we want to push among people.
It's
and
interesting.
Then,
like, you're not pro-life enough.
Yeah, and then we have the people who are completely against it and are like, Christians shouldn't have a say in politics at all. And so being able to balance that is hard, but I do believe our chapter does that well.
They do. Well, I'm going to let you get back to the walk. I really appreciate everything that you're doing.
Much.
Shameless plug to MC Students for Life. I want to see that channel grow, and I want to see it do really well. And I hope that you just continue in the way that you are now.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, we're going to bring in Allie. This is Miss Allie Bennett. She is our neighborhood Catholic. Super excited about that. There's a lot more Baptist churches, Protestant churches around the area than there are Catholic churches. So we're excited to have Holy Savior Catholic Church represented. Yay. Now, Allie is a personal friend. I know Allie, it's actually so random, it's through theater. She's my theater buddy. We met a couple years ago when we did a play together with the Clinton Brick Street Players. That was really fun. She played a fortune teller opposite my ghost. So, weird introduction. I didn't know that you were a CPC supporter. But this is Allie, everybody, so say hi.
Hello.
And Allie has done Life Walk for several years. And I think we have got somebody's got the gator over here. Okay, well, Allie comes in making a splash.
That's right.
So, Allie, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. It's a little blustery, but
it is a little blustery, but we thought that it was going to be a little soggy.
Right.
So we had people calling us all week, telling us, "Have you know it's going to rain?" I'm
right.
Like, yes. We also watch the weather.
Right.
We also have the weather app.
We have a vested interest.
Yes, but it's not rained, and it's not even super overcast.
No, it's beautiful.
Today.
It really is beautiful. Yeah.
So, Allie, how did your CPC journey start?
My CPC journey started when we moved to Clinton, Mississippi in 2015, and I was looking at the paper, our local newspaper, and I saw an article about some volunteers that were at the Center for Pregnancy Choices, and I had, we were new in the area. I was looking for ways to get involved, and I went to volunteer, and that was before Erin Kate was the executive director. She worked there, and so I would go and volunteer every Tuesday, once a week, and they were in their old office and all that. So, I met Erin Kate through that, and we became friends, and so, my involvement with my interest in the CBC grew, and I've just really enjoyed watching what this ministry has grown into.
Well, and I want to hit on the theater. Now, I know that you're not a professional, like, that's not all you do, but it's my connection.
It seems like it's all I do.
She's always up in there, y'all. We're working on a play right now. I'll talk about that in a minute.
All right.
But just theater as a whole, like, I'm a theater person too. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a bachelor's degree in communication with an emphasis in theater. So, which is why I, worked at a restaurant and then a PR firm, because
and that's why we keep sucking you back in.
So theater is just fun. It's a hobby for me now. But in the theater world, you are going to, it's a very diverse group.
Certainly.
Not everybody in the theater world, especially, is pro-life.
Correct.
You got a lot of people that do not hold to that or believe the same thing that we believe. So how do you be openly pro-life in an industry that is not?
You just kind of engage people, and for me, I like to make personal connections.
Yeah.
Like, as my husband has described me, I'm a collector of friends.
Yeah, I love that.
So I I don't come in. That's never the first thing I say.
Sure.
It's not on
Sure,
my...
you have to establish a relationship with people.
And, you know, what does the Bible say? They'll know we are Christians by our love. And so you just love people, and then you show them who you are and what... And once they have respect for you, and then they want to hear what you have to say.
Right.
If you come in just spouting your opinion without getting to know somebody, then it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, they can see it as an attack
Correct.
on their character.
Right. So I've had much more luck just engaging in conversation than arguing.
No, and that's what I love about you. Like, you'll talk to anybody about anything. And so you're not shy. Like, even if it's people that disagree with you, that's fine.
Yeah.
You'll tell them, what you believe, and they'll tell you what they believe, and no one hates each other.
Exactly. I mean, I have many personal friends that, we've traveled far and wide. I have friends all over that do not hold the same morals or, just they don't hold things of the importance that I do.
Sure.
And
different worldview.
Exactly. So I just keep praying for them.
Sure.
That's all we can do. My list continues to grow every Sunday at church.
Yeah.
But that's all you can do. You can just meet people where they are, continue to speak the truth, and love them.
Now, I know you're a busy lady, have you been to a CPC mission experience?
No.
Since we started this new thing?
Not the new thing. But
we need to get you in the door, Allie.
The funny thing is, I have been talking to Aaron Kate about that because I want to bring a group from my church.
I would highly recommend it.
Once this show is over.
Let's talk about the show.
June show. Yeah.
What are you doing?
We are doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yes.
In Clinton in 2 weeks, May 7th through the 10th.
That's close.
I know.
I did not realize that it was this close.
Yeah.
I've been to the theater. I go a little, occasionally
to
shoot
video,
reels for Instagram. Because everybody knows how much I love social media.
I know you do such a great job.
Shameless plug to Clinton Brick Street Players. The production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's going to have a lot of kids.
Yes,
we love shows with a lot of kids.
And I like the Christian undertones of this show is not lost on us.
That's right.
And people, this is a story that's so important to people because of the Christ character and all that, good versus evil. And we're having a great time. And talking about theater but it is a ministry. It can be.
Yes, you can use that as a teaching tool.
Right.
Just take the opportunities. That's what I think the Book of Deuteronomy says. Talk about God to your children as you walk along the road, as you go, as you lie down, as you wake up. What that means is take every opportunity that you can to teach the truth to children.
Yeah.
And so I love what you're doing.
Yeah. And so, while the Brick Street Players it's not a Christian theater.
Right.
We're doing this story, and when you're presented an opportunity,
that's right.
You just, like I said, meet people with love and share that story, and we hope to share that story with a lot of people. And some people will just enjoy it as a fun day at the theater.
Right.
Some people, it will have that deeper
It'll
meaning.
land.
Yeah, it'll land. So you never know who your audience is.
That's right.
Because God puts our audience there.
That's right. So hold fast to what you believe.
I find that God is much more interesting than I am. And his plans are always
we have to constantly remind
better than
us
mine.
Theater people, us hams, have to constantly remind ourselves.
Yeah, so I'm constantly
we are not the main character.
No. Really? I'm constantly surprised at who God puts in my path and who I'll just think, that was the last person I thought that I would be able to have that conversation with.
That's right.
So it's just so important to continue to talk to people.
That's right. Well, I thank you for being here with us today. As
it's been
always,
a great event.
You are a LifeWalk superstar.
Oh.
I'll never forget the first time, my worlds were just colliding because I saw you at LifeWalk. Did not expect to see you at LifeWalk, because I hadn't been to LifeWalk in a couple of years. This is back when in the days of Live Spirit, and so I was like, you?
You?
Here
we are.
All right. Well, it looks like the walk is wrapping up with its first lap. I do think we may have a couple of people that want to go all the way back around.
Oh, cool.
I am not one of those people, so I'm just going to go back up to the front of the stadium and see family.
Yeah.
And
Listen to the music and
yes,
jam a
yes.
little
But
bit.
it has been a great event.
Yes.
And thank you so
Well,
much for being a part of it.
Thank you.
And let's check. Do you want to check with me to see where we
Yeah,
are?
have we-
This morning,
I checked
the
right before
thermometer was still going up. So
Yeah.
hopefully I'm going to check and see where we are.
Drum roll, please.
I know.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I got to find the link.
I just had it pulled up.
Well, it was 98%.
Yes.
When I checked. So
All right.
next time I check, I want it to be 100%.
Or even
Make
more.
or even more, yes. Let's exceed our goal.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
All right.
Well, that will wrap up our CPC podcast, our first live show. Kind of nervous about doing a live show because anything can happen,
That's
but
right.
I think it went okay.
I think so.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully, if you couldn't be at LifeWalk, we have brought LifeWalk to you. The exciting stuff is really behind us right now, so we're about to go head over there. But we will see you guys not live next time in the studio, and it's going to be great. We will have Mr. Al Arnold on the show,
Nice.
and he is our new men's ministry coordinator. We're about to kick off a lot of great stuff with the men's ministry, so stay tuned for that, and we will see you then. Bye, guys.
Bye.